Hello everyone, very good evening. Welcome to Textbook Super Coaching for NABARD एग्जाम्स। कैसे आप सब लोग दोस्तों? ARD करंट अफेयर्स का ये सेशन है जहां पे हम लोग कुछ MCQs डिस्कस करेंगे। सो ARD करंट अफेयर्स के अराउंड ऑलरेडी वी कवर्ड फ्यू MCQs इन आवर लास्ट टू सेशंस. दिस इज थर्ड एंड फाइनल सेशन. There will be a marathon on Monday. The marathon will be from 6 to 8 p.m. on Monday, where we are going to discuss near about 200 MCQs around ARD current affairs. So don't forget to watch that session also for your exam preparation point of view. Today we will try to cover near about 40 to 50 MCQs on this ARD part, ARD current affairs part. Mostly month of November section I am going to cover. Those who are yet to subscribe our channel, those who are yet to follow our channel, please एक बार subscribe जरूर कर दीजिएगा. And the notes of this session will be available after the session on this Telegram group, जहां से आपको सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी. But other than that, right now December Dhamaka sale is going on, and for regulatory body exam super pack, you can enroll in this super pack with 8299 for 6 months subscription. So don't forget, this sale will be till the 13th of December, and it will be really very helpful for you. So I will start the session. I will start today's lecture. We are going to discuss few important MCQs related to the ARD part, and those MCQs will be mostly focusing on month of October and November. That will be the major focus. So near about 40 to 50 MCQs we'll try to cover. So first question is on your screen. The first 7 questions will be about India-Sri Lanka Joint Working Group on Agriculture. This meeting was recently took place between India and Sri Lanka, and this meeting was in New Delhi. So first question is about that only. The first joint India-Sri Lanka working group meeting on agriculture was held in which of the following place? A very simple question. Just now I answered about that. This was the first meeting between India and Sri Lanka regarding agriculture. There was a meeting between India and Brazil like 2 months back. Yes, answer of this question is New Delhi. Just like I mentioned about that, it was the first meeting. We'll go to the next question. The meeting was in Krishi Bhavan. Who co-chaired the joint working group meeting from India? So India, Sri Lanka, they came together, they had a meeting. So who co-chaired this meeting from India's point of view, from India's side? Raju Ranjan Singh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Dr. Devesh Chaturvedi, Piyush Goyal, Ramnath Thakur. So who represented India in this particular meeting? India was represented by Dr. Devesh Chaturvedi. He is a secretary to Shivraj Singh Chauhan. He is a secretary to Agriculture Ministry. So Agriculture Minister was not the part of this. His secretary was a part of this meeting, which was the first meeting between India and Sri Lanka. I'll go to the next question. Which of the following was not a key focus area of the meeting? Not a key focus area of the meeting between India and Sri Lanka. Organic and natural farming, seed sector development, farm mechanization, marine fishing infrastructure, soil health management. So what do you think? Which of the following was not a key focus area of this meeting? Of course, this meeting was regarding agriculture. So marine fishing infrastructure was not the concept of this. So marine fishing was not the part of this particular meeting. So D is the answer of this question. So rest of the topics they have discussed: organic and natural farming. Sri Lanka is doing pretty good in that. Seed sector development, we are going to help Sri Lanka. Farm mechanization, soil health management, these two factors are also will be under research and development for both the countries, and that is a major factor. The Sri Lankan delegation visited which Indian institution? Which Indian institution was visited by this Sri Lankan delegation when they come for this first joint working group meeting, which is really very important? Yes, guys. Any one of you? Answer of this question is IARI, that is Indian Agriculture Research Institute, which is in New Delhi. So Indian Agriculture Research Institute was visited by this delegation. They came for the first meeting regarding the joint working group. Which subject was highlighted under the future cooperation? Cryptocurrency, farming, digital agriculture, agri startups, marine biotechnology, GMO, tobacco, and drone warfare. So which was highlighted mostly in this meeting? Yes, the highlighted concept was digital agriculture and agri startup. Obviously, cryptocurrency is nothing to do with that. Tobacco, of course, not the part of this. Drone warfare, of course, not the part of this. Marine biotechnology, of course, not the part of this. So, digital agriculture and agri startups in both the countries, these agri-tech companies will be supported, and that is a major focus behind this. Objective of JWG meeting. Look, joint working group meeting, this is not the first time that we are having meeting with some country. We are having meeting with many countries over the period of time. So objective behind such kind of joint working group meeting, what was the main reason? So answer is strengthening bilateral cooperation in agriculture. But obviously, and for any country, like right from Brazil, also we had the meeting recently. We had the meeting with Venezuela. We had the meeting with Brazil, sorry, like I mentioned, Brazil, South Africa, with many countries we had such kind of meetings. So yes, answer is always that. The last question from this India Sri Lanka joint working group news. The last question from this news, then we'll move towards another news and we'll discuss more question from that. Which of the following was explicitly mentioned in the discussion? The major factor was obviously agri-entrepreneurship. Agri-entrepreneurship was the major factor behind this discussion. So again, answer of this question is B. So these were the few questions from India, Sri Lanka joint working group meeting which took place recently. Now the next a few questions we talked about Bharat International Rice Conference. Bharat International Rice Conference, one of the very important conference which was organized obviously by the Agriculture Ministry recently. So question is, what was the venue of this Bharat International Rice Conference? Pragati Maidan, Mahatma Mandir, Bharat Mandapam, IARI Pusa or Vigyan Bhavan. So Bharat International Rice Conference was organized at Bharat Mandapam. Bharat Mandapam is anyways created for such kind of international conferences and it was held there. So BIRC was chaired by, Bharat International Rice Conference was chaired by Raju Ranjan Singh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Piyush Goyal, Narendra Singh Tomar, Nitin Gadkari. Now this question will be tricky. This question will be literally tricky and chances are that they can ask such kind of tricky question. Bharat International Rice Conference was not headed by Agriculture Minister. This conference was headed by Commerce Minister of our country, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Mr. Piyush Goyal is a Commerce Minister and this conference was headed by him with the angle of export. Recently, this Basmati conflict is in news. The US President talked about the Basmati export from India to USA. So it is in conflict right now. So might be question will be asked about that because export of rice is right now in the question and India is anyways one of the largest exporting country in the world. So yes, that factor will be there. So Piyush Goyal sir was the chairperson of this conference. India's rice production in 24-25 was, this is the official number based question and this number was mentioned none other than our Commerce Minister in his speech. So India's rice production 24-25 was 120 metric ton, 135, 150, 175 or 198. Answer of this question is 150 metric ton was the rice production in 24-25. Keep that in mind. Chances are there that they can ask the question in the exam by considering the recent conflict between India and USA. India accounts of what percent of the global rice output? वर्ल्ड का सबसे ज्यादा राइस आउटपुट या राइस एक्सपोर्ट हम लोग करते हैं. सवाल ये पूछा गया कि what percentage global rice output accounts to India? 18%, 20%, 25%, 28% or 32%. What do you think? Answer is 28% of the world's rice production is from India and that's why India is one of the powerful country when it comes to rice export. Even we are exporting to China, we are exporting to USA, to major economies. Export value of India's rice in 24-25. We talked about the how much metric ton we are producing. We discussed about India's percentage in the world's rice output and now the question is about export value of India's rice in 24-25. So valuation of the export is $12.95 billion worth rice we recently exported to multiple countries. AI-based system launch at BIRC 25 was for. AI-based system was launched in this conference, which was organized in Bharat Mandapam, chaired by Piyush Goyal sir, who is the Commerce Minister of our country. He mentioned about the numbers related to the rice export. Now the question is, AI-based system launch at BIRC was for rice yield forecasting, rice grain sorting, irrigation scheduling, drone pesticide application, blockchain traceability. So what do you think? What can be the answer of this question? Answer is very simple. Obviously, we talked about the rice sorting system. So AI based concept we created for rice grain sorting, not for yield forecasting, not for irrigation scheduling. The answer is very simple. B is the answer of this AI based system which was recently launched. Now, the major question, total MOUs signed of BIRC. Day 2 means the conference was for the 2 days. So how many crores MOUs we have signed in this conference? That's the question. It was the international conference. So many international players were the part of this. So many countries or their companies signed the agreement. So answer is 30,435 crore MOUs we have signed. It's a very good news because many companies, they want to work with Indian producers, Indian farmers. So this will be really very major factor. Which farmer was recognized for Chakhao black rice? Okay, so this can be a very interesting question for you. Yes, guys. Chakhao black rice is a unique Manipuri black rice which is very famous. Okay, so it also got the GI tag as a superfood. Also got the GI tag. It's a Manipuri rice. So B is the answer of this question. Answer is Khanengaban, Sham Subha Singh, okay, from the Manipur. So he was recognized. He is very famous for creating this superfood based rice. Okay, it is used widely all over the world. Another thing which is very important for understanding this, keep that in mind, it's also got the GI tag, rich in fiber, rich in protein, rich in minerals, and that's why it is called as a superfood type of rice. So question will be asked around this, and right now GI tag is very much in news, so this name will be crucial. So these were the 15 questions from the section of Bharat International Rice Conference, which was in Bharat Mandapam. Now, look, usually the admit cards, they provide 1 week before the exam. Usually in most of the exams, they provide admit card 1 week before the exam. So in a day or two, you are going to get the admit card. Don't worry about that. In a day or two, admit cards will be released. So now the next question, Model Youth Gram Sabha was launched by. Model Youth Gram Sabha was recently in news. It was launched by which ministry or which department or which authority launched this Model Youth Gram Sabha? Model Youth Gram Sabha is launched basically by our Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Panchayati Raj Ministry, that is a nodal ministry. Raju Ranjan Singh sir is a minister. Then Education Department was the part of this, as well as Tribal Affairs Ministry. Because Model Youth Gram Sabha, the major focus behind this Youth Gram Sabha was that the students or the young generation should get the information. So Ministry of Panchayati Raj, Nodal Ministry, then Department of Education, as well as the Tribal Affairs Ministry was also the part of this. So yes, answer of this question, C. Funding per school under Model Youth Gram Sabha. So Model Youth Gram Sabha will be organized in multiple places. So per school, how much funding they are going to provide? 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 or 25,000. The funding will be 20,000. So one-time assistance of 20,000 will be provided to per school under this new initiative of Panchayati Raj Ministry. Total schools targeted initially. How many schools they are targeting for this Model Youth Gram Sabha? 100, 300, 500, 1,000 plus and 2,000 schools they are targeting. So per school, like I have mentioned, 20,000 assistance will be provided to per school, and they are targeting 1,000 plus schools. So 1,000 schools को target किया जा रहा है initial level पे. Now Model Youth Gram Sabha aligns with which national vision? Which national vision is Government of India's focus behind this MYGS? Nowadays in India, most of the missions, most of the programs, most of the schemes are focusing on this national vision. So which national vision focused by Government of India for this Gram Sabha or Model Youth Gram Sabha? Answer is yes, Vikasit Bharat is the focus, no doubt about that. But national education policy, because students are involved, schools are involved. So national education policy 2020 will be always there. And Vikasit Bharat, we are focusing on Vikasit Bharat these days. So it is also the part of this. So dual visions focused here by the government. Key digital tools launch under MYGS. Which digital tool launch over here? So it's a very easy to answer. It's really very easy to answer. अगर आप options देखोगे तो आंसर करना काफी आसान रहेगा. Under this Model Youth Gram Sabha, first we'll focus on teachers as well as on the students. So teacher module also created and MYGS portal also created, that how many schools are included, how the schools are working, and teacher module, so that teachers should have the proper understanding so that they can tell the students and they can teach the students, and that's why these two models created. Core principle promoted by MYGS. What is the core principle behind all this Gram Sabha concept for the young generation by the Panchayati Raj Ministry with the help of other two ministries? Privatization, centralization, inclusivity, transparency, foreign funding, only women participation. Of course, answer of this question is C. Inclusivity and transparency. Because young generation should know how Gram Sabha are working. So they can ask the question. Inclusivity, even young generation should be the part of this. They can actively participate into the Gram Sabhas. They can raise the question, because young generation nowadays is very like they are detaching themselves into the political ideologies or the country's democracy. That's why it's kind of a very important factor. Now, pilot MYGS was conducted in pilot project. The initial or the experimental project was implemented on which schools recently? So answer of this is obviously JNVs and these EMRs are focused. So these are the schools they focused over here. So that is really very important factor, because questions will be asked. When it comes to the EMRs, okay, Eklavya model residential schools we are talking about. The Tribal Affairs Ministry is responsible for the Eklavya model residential school. So that can be the question over here. And Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya. And for tribal areas, Eklavya model residential schools were focused by the government of India, by the Panchayati Raj Ministry on the trial basis, on the pilot basis. Now, next few questions will be about NITI Aayog's roadmap, Frontier Tech in Agriculture. So recently, NITI Aayog presented their roadmap to promote technology in agriculture, to put forward technology in Indian agriculture, and for that purpose, they created roadmap. We all know NITI Aayog is a think tank of government of India. They publish various reports, they created various roadmaps, and depending on those roadmaps, government creates the policy. So next few questions will be on this roadmap. Roadmap launched by NITI Aayog National Institute for Transforming India is titled as, what was the title of this roadmap? So answer of this question is Reimagining Agriculture, a roadmap. Okay, so Reimagining Agriculture, so technology based roadmap they have launched recently is really very crucial, very important. So keep that in mind. ये जरूरी factor रहेगा हमारे लिए. The roadmap was launched in, this roadmap को कहां पे launch किया गया? दिल्ली, मुंबई, लखनऊ, गांधीनगर और हैदराबाद. The launching was by NITI Aayog, National Institute for Transforming India. NITI Aayog was established in 2015. The chairperson of NITI Aayog is Prime Minister of India, whereas vice chairman right now is BVR Subramaniam sir. Sumant Berry sir is the, vice chairman person is Sumant Berry. CEO is BVR Subramaniam right now. So roadmap was launched in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. So in Gujarat, they have launched this roadmap. Okay. That is a very interesting factor, because most of the students are going to mark New Delhi, but it was launched in Gandhinagar. Farmer arch type with largest proportion, which is mentioned over here. So answer is obviously aspiring. Look what they did. I will tell you. They mentioned the farmers into different categories: aspiring farmers, transitioning farmers, and advanced farmers. So what they did in this report, they created three categories. First category is aspiring farmers. Okay, means they are backward farmers. Transitioning farmers means the farmers which are coming out of the backwardness, going towards advancement. So transitioning phase, and third phase is called advanced phase. So they created, or they make these farmer types into three categories: aspiring, transitioning, and advanced. So keep that in mind. Majority of farmers are into these aspiring categories, 70 to 80%. Roadmap developed by NITI Aayog with the help of this roadmap or this publication regarding the technology-based agriculture. This is created with the help of. So answer is Boston Consulting Group, Google, and the Confederation of Indian Industry. Google is involved, Boston Consulting Group is involved, which is one of the very famous, and Indian institution named as Confederation of Indian Industries. These three institutions help NITI Aayog to create this roadmap depending on the technological development of agriculture in India. Now, which technology they emphasized? Which technology they emphasize in this roadmap presented by these institutions together? Blockchain loans, climate resilient seeds, uranium based irrigation, digital payment subsidies, nano GMO cotton. So what do you think, which factors been discussed? Obviously, answer of this question is climate resilient seeds as the key focus. That was the key focus. It is very but obvious. Okay, so answer of this question is B. Blockchain loan, of course, agriculture technology, nothing to do with that. Uranium based irrigation, no. Digital payment subsidies, no. Nano GMO cotton, it can be, but was not discussed because the overall development of technology. So climate resilient seeds is the major factor which they have discussed in this particular roadmap. Number of pillars proposed under digital agriculture mission. How many pillars they proposed? That if we'll create this digital agriculture mission, so pillars should be total 3 pillar framework they have created. Like I mentioned, that 3 types was also created for the farmers. Now, which is not a pillar of or which is not the pillar of this particular roadmap they have given? Farmers also classified into 3 categories, and digital agriculture mission was also mentioned in 3 categories or 3 pillars. So which of the following is not the pillar? Of course, answer is crypto financing is nothing to do with this. Look, none of the above nahi hai. Crypto financing nahi hai. So enhance system, reimagine R&D and talent, and converging public-private efforts. So these 3 factors they are mentioned regarding digital development. Crypto financing, but obvious, not the part of this. Options are very easy in these MCQs. For exam point of view, you need to read properly, you need to answer properly. Okay, I'll go to the next few questions, and these questions about the sustainable harnessing of fisheries EEZ rule, exclusive economic zone. Exclusive economic zone, you know, the water boundary is classified into the territorial water, contingent water, and the exclusive economic zone. So 12 nautical miles is territorial water, 24 nautical miles is contingent zone, and 200 nautical miles is called as the exclusive economic zone. So depending on this sustainable harnessing of fisheries, EEZ rule 2 2025 was recently announced. So these rules came into force on, ये रूल्स कब से इंप्लीमेंट किए गए हैं? सो दिस रूल्स केम इनटू फोर्स फ्रॉम द 4th of November. From the 4th of November, these new rules implemented, because exclusive economic zone is almost near the international waters, and for having deep sea fishing, these new rules created by the government of India. Now, प्रायोरिटी एंटिटीज फॉर डीप सी फिशिंग. डीप सी फिशिंग के लिए किस एंटिटी को प्रायोरिटी पे रखा जाएगा, और विच एंटिटीज विल बी ऑन द प्रायोरिटी फॉर डीप सी फिशिंग? दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. प्राइवेट कंपनीज, जॉइंट वेंचर्स, फिशरमैन कोऑपरेटिव्स एंड FFPOs, फॉरेन फ्लीट्स एंड द स्टेट पुलिस. Of course, answer of this question is fisherman cooperatives. Cooperatives is a major focus over here. Okay, fisherman, farmers, producer organization, and cooperatives. कोऑपरेटिव इज वाइडली प्रमोटेड दीज डेज इन आवर कंट्री. सो जितने कोऑपरेटिव्स को हम प्रमोट कर सकते हैं उतना फैक्टर यहां पे रहेगा. तो यस, कोऑपरेटिव इज द मेजर फैक्टर. सो फिशरीज की कोऑपरेटिव या फिशरमैन की कोऑपरेटिव्स यहां पे क्रिएट की जाएगी. Now, minimum vessel length requiring access pass, because it's a nearly deep or it's a nearly international water, deep sea. So vessels, because it's a cooperative concept, single fisherman will not go. The fishermen will go in bunch, like in cooperation. So minimum vessel length required to get the access pass for under this new EEZ policy. That's the question in front of you. 8 meters, 12 meters, 18 meters, 24 meters or 30 meters. Yes, the answer of this question is minimum 24 meter should be the vessel size to get into this EEZ zone for the exclusive economic zone for the fishing. Now, validity period for the access pass. Once you get the access pass, what will be the validity time frame? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or the 5 years? What do you think? What can be the validity of this pass, the access pass for the EEZ? Answer of this is 3 years. So once you get the access pass, okay, then the pass will be valid for the 3 years. Okay, again you need to renew that. Again, this is for exclusive economic zone. Prohibited fishing method. Which fishing method will be prohibited अंडर दिस EEZ न्यू रूल्स? जो नए रूल्स 4 नवंबर से इंप्लीमेंट किए गए, उसमें कौन सी चीज प्रोहिबिटेड रहेगी? दिस इज मेंशन्ड रिसेंटली बाय द गवर्नमेंट. हैंड लाइन, ट्रैप फिशिंग, एलईडी लाइट फिशिंग, long line fishing, or the pole and line fishing. So answer of this question is LED light fishing will be banned. So basically night fishing will be banned, that is mentioned over here. India's EEZ area, like I mentioned that 200 nautical miles, more than 200 nautical miles is up to 200 nautical miles will be called as a exclusive economic zone. In the budget itself, government talked about that Andaman, Nicobar, Lakshadweep, these areas are very good because deep sea is there. They also the part of the EEZ, and that's why total how many area is available for the deep sea or under the EEZ? So answer is nearly 23 lakh square kilometer is available for India. The next question is very simple and you know about that. India's rank in the global fish production. What is India's rank in the global fish production? That is a question in front of you. First, second, third, fourth, and the fifth. So under global fish production, India's rank, we all know it's the second rank. India is the second largest fish producer all over the world. Now, next few questions is about the DNTs. Okay, so we talked about NRLM over here. Okay, NRLM is a major focus behind this particular new announcement regarding the DNTs. So question is about that. So yes, guys, you need to answer accordingly. Denotified, nomadic, semi-nomadic ट्राइब्स की बात हम लोग करते हैं. DNTs, denotified, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes. So number of DNT self-help groups to be integrated under Deen Dayal Antyodaya National Rural Livelihood Mission. So recently, Tribal Affairs Ministry and the Rural Development Ministry said 5,000 tribal self-help group will be the part of this NRLM National Rural Livelihood Mission. Again, for this news, two ministries are directly involved. Rural Development Ministry is involved because NRLM comes under their ministry, and the Ministry of Tribal Affairs is also involved. So keep that in mind. Duration of NRLM support after first year. So self-help groups, these tribal self-help groups, they will get the help under NRLM. Okay. So the first year will be initial phase. After that, what will be the duration of NRLM support for our National Rural Livelihood support for this self-help group? So answer is next 35 years. So long-term support we want to create for these DNTs, denotified, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribe. Again, for 1 year, the hand-in-hand work will be there, and once the initial work will be done, for next 35 years under NRLM, this self-help group can work without any hindrances, without any problem. DNT Sakhi is the name of the concept they created. DNT, denotified, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes. So what is DNT Sakhi? DNT Sakhi is a women facilitators from the DNT community. So उसी community से कोई महिला है कि जो government schemes, government policies, NRLM कैसे work करेगा. तो जैसे हमारे पास आशा वर्कर्स होते हैं, जैसे हमारे पास बैंक सखी, बैंक मित्र होते हैं, उसी तरीके से the one women from the same community will be the facilitator, will help to get the information. So yes, answer of this question is C. Yes, guys, 40 questions. The 40th question is here. The primary purpose of this MOU. What is the primary purpose of this MOU, which was recently signed by the DNT self-help group with the National Rural Livelihood Mission, which comes under the Rural Development Ministry? Answer is economic livelihood empowerment. Yes, C is the answer of this question. Economic livelihood empowerment of the DNTs. That is a major focus behind this. Which ministry signed this DWBDNC? Development and Welfare Board for Denotified and Nomadic Semi-Nomadic. So Development and Welfare Board for Denotified Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic tribes. Okay, of course answer of this question like I have already mentioned. तो यहाँ पे हमारे जैसे मैंने कहा था कि वन मिनिस्ट्री विच आई डिस्कस अबाउट विथ यू एंड दैट मिनिस्ट्री वाज रिगार्डिंग द रूरल डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री फॉर द NRLM. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is another ministry is involved. Ministry of Social Justice Empowerment, Dr. Virendra Kumar sir is a minister, so his ministry was directly involved. Okay, Ministry of Rural Development. Okay, Ministry of Rural Development implementation is through obviously National Rural Livelihood Mission, that is Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana. Yes, guys, I'll go to the last question. Last near about 8 questions we'll discuss here. Last 8 questions of the today's lecture. India's horticulture production 24-25. Recently, horticulture and Kharif crop estimation was given in the month of November. Last time we discussed about Rabi estimation. Okay, and horticulture Kharif crop estimates recently announced. So how much horticulture production we are expecting? 350 metric ton, 354, 369, 380 or 400? Answer is 369.05 metric ton is the estimation given by Government of India for horticulture development. Total food grain production for 24-25. Total food grain production. 300, 330, 345, 357.73. A precise number. I have mentioned the precise number so that there should not be any kind of problem. Fruit production expected. Answer yahi pe aa gaya hai. 118.76 is a fruit production expected estimation we have. ये number based question है तो यहाँ पे मैं ज्यादा आपके साथ experiment नहीं करूंगा. मैं जितने easy तरीके से आपको पता चले आंसर्स उतना मैं कोशिश करूंगा, पर एग्जाम के लिए ये ध्यान रखिएगा. Onion output increase to 30.78 metric ton. That is another factor. Yes, guys. Oilseed output is estimated at. Oilseeds is the focus of Government of India these days. We have oilseed mission. So 429.89 lakh tons mentioned here. Okay. Kharif rice production. Rabi rice and Kharif rice. Again, the question can be asked about this. So 124.504 metric ton. So D is the answer of this question. Kharif pulses 7.413 metric ton is the expectation of Government of India. And the last question is about Kharif sugarcane production 475.614 metric ton. Okay. Look, estimations वाले डेटा में ये डेटा बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है, नंबर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है, यहाँ पे गलती होने के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं. तो मैंने कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट जानबूझ के नहीं किए इन लास्ट के सवालों में, so that you should have the proper data, proper information. Of course, the examiner will give you the approximate numbers. They will not give you the exact numbers. They will ask some approximate numbers. But this estimation based data or estimation based questions are really difficult sometimes to remember all this. So deliberately I put such kind of options. So please go through it once. एक बार अच्छे से revise कर दीजिएगा. Will be helpful for you. Guys, there will be a marathon session regarding ARD and that marathon session will be on Monday. Monday को marathon session रहेगा. If you are preparing for other regulatory body and supervisory body exams, keep one thing in mind. फिलहाल December धमाका sale चल रहा है and under that sale, the whole super pack in which RBI, NABARD, SEBI, IFSC, all the exams are covered. So you can get this super pack with 8299 for 6 months subscription, but use the coupon code PUSHPAK. That will be helpful for you. Okay. So coupon code is mentioned in the below of below my photo, below my image. Okay. One thing I want to tell you again, on Monday 6 to 8 p.m. we are going to conduct a marathon.